Dude, there's no way this is real. Latent MPL will leave Navi according to insider who leaked Monacy move to G2. Didn't this guy also have some other crazy leaks though? I think this is going to be a huge mistake if this is real. I don't know if it's real, but this just seems like a really dumb move. I think Electronic being the IGL still is bad, even because nobody's as good as Electronic. If they had an Electronic, everybody knows my rant on this. If Electronic had an Electronic for him while he was IGLing, this team would be the best in the world. But he doesn't have one. They don't have one. I don't think there's any world where you get rid of Blade though. There's no way. If you get rid of this guy, you're fucking dumb. I mean, that's all it kind of comes down to. I could see MPL maybe not being the future. I could see there's a lot of problems with the Navi roster, but this guy is not one of them. Neither is this guy. Neither is Simple. Neither is Bit. Like their real problem to me is like their fifth. I don't think I think SDY was their best fifth, but even he was not like the solution. And that's why they went with MPL, because they're just trying, like they knew that long-term SDY wasn't the solution. He wasn't the problem either though. However, MPL definitely has not worked out. Like people always are like yes or no, right? But with SDY, it's yes, he was the best fifth they've had, but is SDY the guy that is gonna build Navi? Like they want to win everything. They want to win Grand Slams. They want to. Are they gonna win? Probably not. Like they might win some events, you know what I mean? But like with the consistency and the level that they want to have, no. I think SDY is IGL is an interesting proposition, but for Navi it can never work. Bringing a player back once you cut them or like tell them that you don't want them on the team anymore, it just does. It's never the same. It'll never work. It will never be like all good, bro. Like let's run it back. There's very few like there are exceptions to this rule, but yeah, very few. You know, for example, Nitro, but that was it was a very unique situation and has a lot more like behind the scenes and who gets along with who type situation. Where SDY, the team didn't have confidence in him, right? So if the team doesn't have confidence in him, how are you going to bring him back? And then if you're going to bring him back to IGL, so then the team that didn't want him and didn't have confidence in him, you want them to all listen to him? That's not going to work either. No fucking way. So I don't know what they do. I don't know. But removing Blade is not the solution. That is for damn sure. In a perfect world, in an absolute perfect world where they could just do whatever, they would just find another Electronic forehead. But I don't know if they're going to be able to do that. And that's the issue they've run into, is they can't find another rifler that is as good as Electronic before he was IGLing. And Bit was supposed to be that guy, but Bit stats wise isn't doing bad, but eye test wise, you're like, dude, what happened? We don't even know if this is true or not, but this is just kind of like my take on the Navi situation. You guys know how I feel about it. I just think I also feel bad like for Electronic, because he gets a lot of shit as an IGL. I mean, every IGL does, but I don't think people realize like how much of a luxury it is to have a player like Electronic when you are IGLing. Like B1ad3 had Electronic as his rifler, as his guy that took, like B1ad3 would take space obviously, but he would mostly just die. Like Electronic was the actual, like, if I'm going in here, I'm gonna take out two people and we're gonna take this fucking bomb site. Electronic doesn't have that. He does not have that guy. The situation, no, you're misremembering the Nitro situation completely. A lot of if a lot of you guys think this way, let me just put this one in the butt. Nitro was full on cut, had absolutely zero options in North America. He didn't want to explore Valorant. He had to because he had no other options. His only other options is he had a couple EU teams that poked him, but he had a kid on the way. He wasn't gonna go be a dad and live in EU. That wasn't a thing. But no, he was absolutely cut, and he was extremely, because at that time EG was actually in a pretty decent spot. If you remember, they weren't going to take him. Like nobody was, he had nowhere to go. That's why he went to Valorant. I'm super glad he's back. I'm not trying to shit on him. I think somehow you combine different facts to create a different reality.